Good day, Rumble and YouTube. Trying to keep my frequency high. I burned some sage and Palo Santo and just trying to keep it high in spite of all the negativity that surrounds me and my energy. You can always feel it whether they speak it or not. And you should go by your feelings. The church tells us you can't go by your feelings, so pay attention to your feelings. No, this is a spiritual attack, and you better pay attention to how you feel. Because sometimes the hairs will stand up on the back of your neck and let you know you're around something that you shouldn't be. Sometimes they'll stand up on the back of your neck letting you know it's a good energy. So you got to decipher the two. So I called my dad. He's in a group home. He had a stroke in 2005, June. And he doesn't talk well. And he's in a wheelchair. He doesn't have full use of his limbs. So whenever I called, they're very ghetto, and they were telling me how my dad don't take a bath, and he ain't gonna be staying there not taking a bath. Well, clients have rights. You can't make them take a bath, and you can give them incentives to do so. You need to treat them like they're your family, not you can't stay here if you don't take a bath. Da, 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 da. So I called dad, and I know they got caller ID because all the cell phones. Every time I call, you get huffy and puffy with me, so you know it's me calling. So I asked, can I have the address? Not stating who I am because I figure you already know. Well, you need to ask for who, tell us who you is first before we don't just give out addresses. I'm aware of that. But I had a stroke, so I'm a little slow with my speaking and what I wanted to say. So what comes out of my mouth is, bitch. I had told her I corrected myself and let her know because they talked to me real disrespectful, like the one lady, oh, you gonna say who I was, and oh, I know it, like she know me, and because I don't see about my dad didn't see about us, we were in foster care, I don't owe him a damn thing. I choose to have a relationship with him, so, and I choose to forgive him because we all make stupid choices. So it's just how many stupid choices you keep making. Like, for instance, my mom has made a million, and I keep forgiving her. And some of them were to the point people's lives are at stake. You know, some things you just don't do. And she's gotten away with it and then pretend she didn't know. But we're going to leave that for the spirit because the spirit will deal with those who pretend not to know what they done and how it goes. We're going to deal with the spirit is going to deal with people who act as though they hand wasn't in this shit for stalking and harassing me and then saying little sly comments but won't admit to what they did. If you in full power and you all powerful and you a boss, say what the fuck you've done. Let me choose if I'm going to forgive you for it or not. The wages of sin is what? Death. So I ain't got to fight every battle, and I choose not to. So I'm calling for the address so I can send my dad a phone and hear from him because every time I call, the phone just rings, ring, 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 ring for a whole month, and then it'll go to fax machine. They're clearly not picking up on purpose. So I don't answer when she's calling back because I'm not finna go toe to toe with no unprofessional female. Clearly you ain't on my level. You're very unprofessional. So she calls from another number, and I'm expecting a call from H&R Block. My phone's so hacked, it show like it's H&R Block calling. I answer, it's her. So I don't listen to halfway what she's saying. She was saying whatever she said, but it didn't faze me. I don't care about that. She's one low person on the totem pole for the ancestors to repay me for. They don't even matter. They're just like sideline players, extras in the play. We need plenty extras in the play, and that's what they are to me. They're extras in the play. We don't have to address them. They're not important, period. You ain't even doing it big with your group home. You ain't contracted. You getting straight. You living in a house, so I know you ain't contracted. You can't be contracted and living there too. So you ain't getting the money, the big money. You getting nickels and dimes, and it's okay. But that's how you getting your money. So I'm sitting out here trying to feel better because, like I said, with the stroke, My blood pressure has been still through the roof, and I'm taking more of they poison. I call it poison because anything that's not natural is poison. So I take the medicine, trying to let my blood pressure go down, and I start having a headache, looking over some tax forms. My head started hurting because I'm realizing I still got to get another form. The lady didn't print it out. So she gave me the form to tell me where to get them printed out. It's like everybody just act like they're going to help me a little bit, but then they don't help you. So I still got to get another form. But wait a minute, shouldn't H. Jackson Hewlett repay me for pretending to file my taxes and didn't? So I want my money back. Girl charged me $80, didn't file nothing. I'm checking on it for a year. I couldn't get through to nobody, only to find out she never filed it. This is what happens when you're a targeted individual. People do all kinds of shit. And because they come in numbers, they figure they can get away with it. It's like bullying, you know. Uh, we can all jump on it and get in the bandwagon. Some people wouldn't address you on no day of the week. Nah. And that girl talking to me, if I was a few years younger, I'd be seeing her. But she not worth it. She not worth it. That's why I say, when you get older, people want to disrespect you. They don't give no homage to the elders, the seniors. And you can tell it when they go into church with them bodycon dresses on, showing everything, squeezing the body. Who you trying to show off for? The pastor, the deacon, the musician, other parishioners who supposed to be there to get well, who coming with a problem, that's why they're there. Is that who you trying to show your goods to? It's a performance. Ain't nobody in there trying to really get healed and get delivered. You may get one or two people who really seeking God and then find out it's a bunch of bullshit in the church. I know because I'm up there praising and worshiping God, and this man was praising and worshiping too. And these two women behind us say, why he's still standing? Because when we all sat down, he was still standing. I turned and said, well, the Holy Spirit got him standing. In a nice, kind way. I say, the Holy Spirit got him standing. Who she talking to? She don't know. I'll whoop her ass. She don't know who I am. All up in the sanctuary. And these are the women that they had over the children's ministry. So how is the children's ministry going to flow when this is at the door? The Spirit is not going to honor that. The Spirit will not reign on that. There is a spirit that will, but it ain't the one you praying to or calling on or think you calling on. So I've seen plenty of people do crap in the church, and I want no part. And like I said, when I knew things that were contrary to what pastor was telling me, and we would all look at the Bible and say, well, the Bible contradicts itself. No, it's lies and truths hidden, and you got to decipher what's the truth and what's the lie. There's books that was written. One woman gonna comment on a post that I made to say that the Bible was written in 1600. You need to go check your facts. You need to check your facts because this is thousands of years before the Bible was even created. There was other stories told, and the story is similar, but the names are changing. Each book, they keep changing the names. So when you find this out, you find your truth and you find a peace of freedom, which is what Jesus came to do, set the people free, because they wanted to believe in organized religion. I did say organized religion. You can organize your kitchen cabinets every month. That's organizations. When you get into spirituality, you connect with the earth, with the planet, with the trees, with the water, with the energy, and you realize everything. And you can see both sides of the spectrum. And that's just like normally I don't get that angry with people. I let stuff go. And it just called me today. I wasn't letting it go. And before I know it, I called her a B because every time I called, they're disrespecting me. So it's high time I say something. But what I planned to say was, does it take all that for you to show that you're a professional, which you're not? Does it take all that for you to show that you're in leadership? You're not in leadership over me. You're in leadership over that ring. You need to address me with another tone and another spirit, how I address you. So everybody want to get they lick because that's weak people. Weak people join gangs. When you strong, you stand by yourself. I'm out here. You don't see nobody with me. I'm by myself. When you strong, you stand alone. When you weak, you follow the sheep. When you weak, you need a gang because you can't stand alone. I don't run with nobody. I run with myself. And that way, see anybody backstab me, it'll be me. People want to say, well, if you don't come to church, you're going to go to hell. Well, guess what? You ain't got the keys to heaven or hell, so how you going to put me there? And if I choose to go to hell, let me go to hell. What's that your business? So people is confused and they love mess because if they didn't have no mess, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. So I'm coming on YouTube expressing myself to see how all this shit got going and to find out that even your offspring had a hand in it. Because I had a stroke and my daughters talked to me like they was talking to a nigga on the street. You couldn't have paid me $10 million. I would have told you, no, my kids wouldn't do that to me. Ooh, that's a shame. My kids would never do that to me. That's what I would have told you. But it's the frequency, it's the change in the spirit. And you got to let sleeping dogs lie. So that's what I'm going to do. Let them sleeping dogs lie. They in a deception. They want to be a part of some organizations and think they're going to be the 1%ers. When they get through fucking you, doing what they do, they're going to discard you. It's another little pretty little tight thing coming. Your body done gone bad, flabby. They ain't going to want you. Your looks going to change as you age. They changing now. Then you ain't going to be important. I'm 50, finna be 55. And I think I look very good for 55. But I still don't look the same as I did at 25, 35, and 45. But I look good for 55. I'm comfortable in my skin. See, people can say what they deem to be a win, and your version of a win could be different. I don't think you're a winner because you got money. I don't think you're a winner because you got status. I don't think you're a winner because you got people following you. I think you're a winner because your spirit and your soul is right. That's what makes a winner. When you balance and you can see both sides of the spectrum, that makes you strong. That makes you powerful. I see both sides. I can be fair to both. I would make a great judge just because I know both sides of the spectrum. Speaking of judges, Judge Lynn Toler lost her husband. Not sure when it happened, but just to see her addressing and talking about him just breaks your heart. You can just see that love has left her life on this side, but she even admitted that the TV remote was missing and the TV is on something she didn't put it on. And when she went to go sit on the bed fell, the footboard, and she said that was a very expensive bed, nothing wrong with that bed. She believed her husband visiting her. And if that's what they got to do to let you know they still alive, they'll do that. So many people don't get to connect with their loved ones when they cross over because they're still believing what the Bible said. The dead know nothing. And I was speaking to somebody recently, and they say, but not their spirit. No, you can't change it now. You've been saying the dead know nothing. Now somebody don't told your spirit. You still getting your information secondhand. See, this is the problem. You got to know him for yourself. You got to know the Holy Spirit for yourself. The Holy Spirit is believed to be of a masculine energy. A feminine energy, because the Holy Spirit is very caring, very loving, very supportive. You don't get that usually from a man. But the Holy Spirit is balanced. So it can be androgynous for all we know. But I know when I crossed over, I was with a spirit. It was light. And it was peace. And I felt love. And I went to and fro to see other family members and people that I've known. And it was peace. And then I got, like Stevie Wonder said, dropped back down to this cold world. I had to finish raising my son and take care of my granddaughter, and my other son still needed guidance at that time. I mean, he's gone on. People want to cover up what happened to him. And my grandsons are taken. We don't know how they are, except she pumping medication in them, which I see Tamari don't blew up big and fat. That's one side effect. Giving some toddlers attention deficit because they little black boys. They full of energy, so she want to pump them with um, attention deficit medication. She's a Caucasian woman and she don't like black people. And one look just like me. She can't stand me, so I know Tamari is getting the brunt of everything. When I said my son don't feed him pork, she said, "Oh no, we give it to Tamari," right there in front of me and my daughter, which would have been if I wasn't so balanced and so sensible, grounds to knock the stew out of her because she know what she was doing and saying, trying to provoke me. The same woman lied to the cops and said that we came and assaulted her, and I happen to have it recorded, so we didn't go to jail. But just to tell you whom we're dealing with. Had I not been recording, I would be in jail for a whole nother lie. And that's what my son kept saying, Mama. They lying. They call and tell you stuff, they're lying. And they do this stuff for attention. Because her mama had Munchausen by proxy, but she's the one they gave custody to, supposedly. Every paper I filed in the courts were thrown out because they knew Rhonda, a court stenographer, and we're getting nowhere with it. So we're just going to have to wait and hope they make it out of whatever they're going through with her. And hopefully she'll overdose because she uses drugs. And my grandsons will get the help they properly need. Um, it's just a big mess. You know, they give the kids when the mom died to the mother of the deceased. And then she's keeping us away from him the same way she tried to keep my son. My son was the sole provider. When he had to move out of his apartment, he and the mother and the kids moved back into her home. And he said, "Ma, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here." I said, "Then you can come to my place, but you can't stay because of the way I'm staying. People watching me like a hawk. I didn't know what was going on." I say, "Come shower. Maybe you can sleep sometime. Come and go, but don't just linger around." And he was trying to tell me with his eyes, and other people were saying she was going to whispering that she was going to sift him till he was nothing, bring him to nothing. And my son is dead, and she said she could make him disappear without even touching him. But my son is gone. And they cover it up. And now I got everybody in America wanting to watch me and my legs, and like they can diagnose whether I got this or got that. And they don't know a damn thing. There ain't no physicians. And this is what I give them. Fuck you. Because I know what's going on in my body. If I can get out and earn $1, I want to do it. So I went and tried to go back to work after 14 years and had a stroke one morning getting up for work because it was too much. If I could find something I could do, I'd do it. But we got some evil people that's just waiting on me to die and the ambulance be called. Ain't that cruel? I mean, you treat an animal better than you treat me. That's how I've been treated. You did this to an animal, somebody would call animality cruelty on your ass. Ain't nobody calling nobody on their ass. And everybody keep telling me justice will be served. Justice will be served. How the fuck justice being served and this shit still happening? I don't see justice being served. So just wanted to check in because I'm feeling kind of way and I wanted to keep my frequency higher because of today, the energy that's around. We need to. All right. Peace out. Bye-bye.